Throughout Thursday afternoon, we have been tracking a few showers across the area, but it worked out to be a mostly dry day, and now some sunshine is peeking through the clouds, and more weather like that is on the way for the next couple of days. Well, the full forecast coming up, but first, the WDHN News at 5 o'clock starts right now.
Representative Bradley Byrne in Dothan today announcing his plans to run against Doug Jones for the United States Senate. Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the news at 5 o'clock. Boy, political season certainly kicked off yesterday in very quick fashion, I might add. Seems as like well.
It just ended.
It just ended. And here we go again. So much like changing weather conditions,
yeah.
and I do want to point out traffic on the west side of town. You can always count on politics to be there for you too.
Yeah.
So, turned out to be a pretty nice day today.
Oh yeah, we start off the day with some showers, and it's actually the time when you're actually not upset about the forecast
right?
not working out 100%. But just to our north, we did have steadier rain throughout today, and as we head into the next couple of days, conditions like what we're dealing with this afternoon, that's what we will be dealing with for Friday and for Saturday. Here's the live scan on Action Radar. A few showers, mainly in the eastern part of the area right now in extreme eastern Houston County. This is drifting northward into Early County. A couple of pockets of some heavy rain, but we're going to be seeing that begin to dissipate over the next hour or so, though a few stray showers certainly not out of the question as we do head into the overnight hours. And here's that heavy rain I was talking about, central Alabama and northward. That's where we do have the steadier rain for today, and that's where it's going to be staying through the day tomorrow. Out the door in downtown Dothan, we do have some sunshine peeking through, some cloud cover off in the distance. Temperature is very warm, 77 degrees, a southerly southwesterly breeze at 13 miles per hour, helping those moisture levels to stay pretty high across the region. Lower 80s for Donaldsonville and Bainbridge. In fact, Bainbridge made it to 88 degrees thanks to those mainly dry conditions, especially in that part of the viewing area. Most other spots on the mountain side, but in the 70s in some locations. Much warmer than where we were yesterday. 13 degrees warmer in Eufaula, 7 degrees warmer in Dothan. And as far as those winds, they will be staying out of a southerly direction throughout tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, which will help those temperatures to be even warmer over the next couple of days. 70s as we head into the early evening, 60s. By 11 o'clock and beyond, our low temperature is not going to be much cooler than that. And then for tomorrow, we should be able to warm up into the lower to middle 80s for a few locations. A few scattered showers will be with us in the later part of the day, and really not much to write home about with that. And then same thing as we go into Saturday, a few isolated showers possible, very warm temperatures, lower to middle 80s for those high temperatures on Saturday. And then for Sunday, slightly higher rain chances will be in the forecast. So the drying trend is going to be fairly short-lived here in the Wiregrass, and it looks like next week on the backside of that system that will bring us that rain on Sunday into Monday. Looks like we will be cooling off a bit back to reality with our temperatures, but really not a major cool down, just the 60s, right where we should be for this time of the year.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's like a nice build up to spring.
Exactly.
And would be much appreciated, I think, by everyone, right?
I hope you enjoy it.
I will enjoy it. Thank you, Scott. Let's get a check of traffic right now, courtesy of the 18 Action News cameras downtown. There's the Cherry and Irwin Law Firm just across the street. We'll have live reports from that location coming up in tonight's top headlines. We'll talk about those next. Stay with us.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1.
You're watching WDHN News with Ben Stanfield and weather with Scott Roberts.
Last night, you saw it right here on WDHN. Republican Congressman Bradley Byrne, representative of Alabama's 1st Congressional District, the Mobile area, announced his intentions to run for U.S. Senate in 2020 against incumbent Doug Jones. Today, he got an early start on the campaign trail. Our Tanya Pruitt was there.
Congressman Bradley Byrne arrived at Ray's Restaurant in the Circle City shortly after 8 on Thursday morning with his wife Rebecca on his arm. Born in Mobile and a father to 4 children, Byrne expressed some of his beliefs on why he feels he deserves the people's votes over his opponent, Doug Jones.
We don't believe in killing babies in the last trimester of a woman's pregnancy. We believe that all of us have a right to own guns. We don't believe in gun control. We want conservative judges like Judge Kavanaugh. And Doug Jones voted against Doug Kavanaugh. We want to build a wall on the southern border. Doug Jones is against the wall. And we're for President Trump, and he's not for President Trump.
Dothan was the first stop on his campaign trail. Byrne said he picked the Circle City as his first stop because he loves the Wiregrass and has relatives living in the area. Byrne previously served in the Senate. He later was chancellor of the Alabama Community College system until his resignation in 2009. Shortly thereafter, he then unsuccessfully ran for Alabama governor on the Republican ticket.
I will go to Washington, D.C. and fight for my values, fight for Alabama values against the people in Washington that want to push off on the rest of us values that have nothing to do with where we stand, what we believe, and what we go to church every Sunday and get down on our knees and thank the good Lord about.
Formerly a Democrat until 1997 when he changed parties, Byrne is a graduate of the University of Alabama and made his living in earlier years as a prosecutor. Keeping it local in Dothan, Tanya Pruitt, WDHN News 18.
The former mayor of Gordon receiving a year in prison in a sentencing hearing on Wednesday. This will be a 3-year split sentence that will allow Elbert Melton to serve 2 years of probation following his stint in prison. But Melton and his new defense attorney, Billy Joe Sheffield, are planning to appeal the conviction. We reached out to Mr. Sheffield earlier, but have not received a response. As more develops in this case, though, we're going to bring it to you on air and online at dothanfirst.com. We're trying to get some answers in that story. The discussion of mental health continues in Houston County. Today, the County Commission heard of a new bill that will help people who may be mentally ill to get help. And our Courtney Chandler, who has been covering this topic the entire week here, joins us live tonight with more. Courtney, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ben. Houston County ranks high within the state as far as people being committed, and today they address those issues as how police and officers can help assist people who have mental illness here in the county.
A chronic issue, it's a crisis issue in our community.
Sheriffs throughout the state of Alabama, we're all feeling a heavy impact on mental health with the state facilities being shut down.
Houston County leaders creating solutions to address these problems. A request has been made to pass a bill authorizing law enforcement officers to transport individuals suffering from mental illness to a hospital or other facility for evaluation and treatment. Houston County Sheriff Donna Valenza says the bill allows deputies instant reaction wherever they may be.
If we have a situation that's not criminal, but we feel he's a threat to himself or his family, a mental health officer from our unit, our department, can go on the scene, assess that situation, assess him under the guidelines we have, and warrant whether or not to take him into custody for follow-up hearings with Judge Davenport.
The sheriff will have the authority to train and appoint the officers who will transport and react to these situations.
So we're trying to have legislation that gives law enforcement the tool to be able to take these individuals into a facility where they can receive the medical care, the psychiatric care that they need.
Now, also today, a request was made for a $5 probation transaction fee was to be made from the county, and Houston County Probate Judge Davenport and Houston County Sheriff Donna Valenza said that their portions from that fee will go toward mental health concerns here within the county. Reporting live in downtown Dothan, Courtney Chandler, WDHN News 18.
All right, Courtney, thanks a lot. Continuing in Houston County, the commission offering their support to Dale County for a proposed VA site. It will be in Ozark if granted by the state of Alabama. Houston County has a 10% veteran population. Commissioner Brandon Shoup, District 4, feels that the site will be an economic boost for Houston and Dale counties.
We feel strongly that it's the best place in southeast Alabama to put the VA housing, and so we hope the state makes the right decision.
Pike County is also being considered, and the site will supply 300 jobs wherever it lands. Well, friends, these days some of the hottest pieces of real estate can be found in rural sections of the Wiregrass. What used to be cotton and peanut fields is now harvesting a very different crop. In a two-part special, News 18's Mike Gerspan looks at a brick-and-mortar crop of subdivisions appearing on former farmland in Houston County's Rehoboth and Wicksburg communities. Dothan City Schools' controversial consolidation plan appears to be one of the reasons behind the rapid construction.
Steve Ketchum of Ketchum Construction says he can't build homes in the Wicksburg community fast enough. The Hartford resident says houses are being sold before they're even built. Many are from urban areas, some of the residents from southeast Alabama, but others are coming from across the country, including the Midwest, Northeast, and South Florida.
Yeah, it used to be a cotton field, and we come in here and bought this road front, and it's like a country setting, but you close to town. Wicksburg's got a great school, and a lot of people are moving here. That storm caused a lot of people to move this way.
Many of the homes are being sold to young families. For some, it's important to be within the Wicksburg School District. The school's seeing phenomenal growth, in some cases as Dothan residents wanting to move their children from the district's controversial decision to consolidate and close schools beginning in the 2019-2020 school year.
We have some space left up by the band room, in between the band room and the baseball complex. But still, like I said, the board is looking into all aspects of the coming growth, whether it be people moving in or whatever the case may be.
It's much the same story in the Rehoboth School District. Longtime teachers say the growth has been exponential. Once again, houses are the newest cash crop growing from old farmland.
And I enjoy the change of weather. Every time it gets really warm one day, and sometimes it gets a little cool, but I like it better than just a constant cool up there for a while.
If there's a large exodus of students from the Dothan City Schools due to downsizing, Houston County will see a large increase in the student population. Questions remain how to accommodate that growth. Keeping it local in Rehoboth, Mike Gerspan, WDHN News.
Okay, so tomorrow, Mike will hear what Houston County School Superintendent David Sewell thinks about the potential growth that his district may see next school year and in the years beyond. Coming up next in this broadcast, Harry Hall from the crew of Colossus joining us live in studio for Live at 5. We're talking about the upcoming Mardi Gras parade and more. That's when the News at 5 returns. Stay with us.
Y'all all the time. Up higher?
Clean this up real quick.
Oh, you don't want it all interfering?
We're going to get you styling, man. There
Come
we
on.
go. Let's see if we can pull this.
Tuck
Pull
that
it
away.
right there.
Well, here, we can tuck it in that pocket over there and make
We're
it
going to get
disappear.
friendly. There we go. All right.
Come on, Wolf.
Perfect. There you go.
Get disappeared all together.
Good deal. Good to see you, man.
You too. Thanks for having me. You started setting up.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back live at 5 on this Thursday. Good friend Harry Hall is with us. Harry, great to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I have deemed Harry as Dothan's social chairman. He's with the crew of Colossus, and you guys are working to bring Mardi Gras rich tradition to the Dothan area.
That's right.
You've done a fantastic job so far.
Thank you, thank you.
So we've got the big parade coming up in a couple of weeks.
We do. We've got it a week from Saturday.
And so let's talk about it. All right. So this thing, if you've never been to it before, how would you convince someone to go to the parade?
This is the funnest way that a family could spend a Saturday outside in Dothan.
I agree, and it is a lot of fun, and it's totally worth watching. So the parade, pretty lengthy route, and it starts in the Garden District.
It does, it does.
And it kind of comes somewhere near you, wherever you're at in Dothan.
Right, so you can find a place to watch it. Remember, this is like going to an Auburn or an Alabama football game where the tailgating is a big part of it.
Yeah.
People set up ahead of time and get ready for the parade, and they want their spot because they want a good place to catch throws. So we see a lot of people set up in yards and in parking lots, and we set up the route so there are plenty of sidewalks and good parking to get to the route. So there's plenty of great places to watch it. The first one is Girard Elementary, and then we turn between the schools there, and so either side, and then up to Evergreen Presbyterian. We come out the side and go in front of Calvary Baptist on Montezuma, all the way down Montezuma. All those intersections are great places, and then we'll turn on Bertishaw and go behind First Methodist. Great crowds there, great places to park. The Jewish Temple is right across the street, and so we keep going across Main Street, and then we turn left on Catalpa, go past Nativity Episcopal Church, down to Alice, and then we're going to turn right at Hornsby Tire, and we'll go up to the Boys and Girls Club. That's new. We've not done that before, but we want to include them in this. So all their clubs are bringing their people in, and then we'll turn and go to Foster Street and come right up Foster like we always finish.
And it's a lot of fun, too. If you've got small children, take them out to this.
Oh, they love it.
Before we have to go here in just a second, but your Facebook page is called Crew of Colossus.
Crew of Colossus Mardi Gras Parade.
And so there's more information about the parade there, and again, a fantastic event. Harry, thanks for coming by.
Absolutely.
We're going to have News 18 action cameras all over the parade route.
We want y'all live stream it.
We'll be checking it out. So thanks for coming by.
Absolutely. See you out there.
All right, friends, coming up next on the news at 5 o'clock, this week's episode of Starvin' Garvin. He tries a cuisine he's never had before and experiences a flavor of joy. That full report's right after the break. Starvin' Garvin. Friends, do you know what the word vindaloo means? What about korma or tikka masala? If you don't, you're not alone. Our Casey Garvin didn't know what those words meant until we sent him on a mission of cultural enrichment to a local Indian restaurant called Holy. And while he was there, he filmed the newest episode of Starvin' Garvin. Take a look. And I personally look forward to Garvin eating a curry so hot that he bursts into flames. So I guess we'll have to wait till next week for that. So stay tuned, friends.
Like spicy, no, it's not at all spicy. If you want spicy, then yes, we can do that.
Call an ambulance.
Holy, a Flavor of Joy, is an Indian restaurant established about a year ago on Ross Clark Circle. We spoke to the head chef, Manish Sharma, not to be confused with his brother, Manepi Sharma. One of the first things we had to ask him was, what's with the name?
Holi, actually, back home in India, Holi is a color of festival. Like a different kinds of food. All our Indian food, they have lots of flavors in this one. So that's why we say Holi Indian cuisines is like flavor of joy.
And I have to hand it to him, joyous is the right word for these flavors. Before I went to Holi, I'd actually never eaten Indian food, let alone curry, which is a revelation in and of itself. It's a combination of gravy, dip, topping, and edible marinade that can be customized to fit what meat you want, how hot you want it, how sweet you want it, and so on.
Yeah, I make all the spices for myself, like the homemade spices. We do have a clay oven. We cook our chicken, and fresh bread with our like Indian spices.
I got the red vindaloo, which is why you saw my head explode about a minute ago. But the meal's not really complete until you introduce naan bread. We got ours with mango, almond, and coconut cooked in it. I'll let my reaction here speak for itself.
So this is what have I been doing this whole time?
What indeed, past me. What indeed. All in all, I have to thank Manish and the staff at Holy for introducing me to a whole new world of food I'd never even considered before, and for making it really good.
So, thoughts out of 5? Rating?
I'm going to go with a 5. Definitely a 5. I loved it.
5 out of 5. Starvin' Garvin gives Holy Indian Restaurant 5 colors of curry out of 5.
All right, so there you have it, friends. As always, if you have any local restaurants that you think deserve 2 minutes of fame, contact us. We've got next week's destination already planned. We can't tell you where, but we can say you've probably eaten there at least once. But we're going to try a few things different. So let us know. news@WDHN.com or call us at 793-1818. How about a check of traffic right now? Current conditions on the west side. Look at Main Street, and it is backlogged, friends, at 5:23. Scott, how's the weather?
The weather for the next couple of days is actually going to be looking a little bit nicer. We should make it into the lower 80s for most locations with mostly dry conditions. Of the hour-by-hour forecast next.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, yeah. Oh. Then you just add lettuce, cheese, onions, and a sesame seed bun. Okay. Hey, how was it? Are we going to be able to make that a unique piece? Well, we did try something new, though, right? So essentially you say something like this. We're all about straying off the beaten path, but people always eat the same thing at McDonald's. So we're trying things that you may not have tried before. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Somebody's calling for you right now, Garv Brooks.
So where is it scheduled for next week?
This weather segment is sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center.
Early this morning, Matt Ray in the 18 Action Cam was a foggy bottom. Well, actually not. That's just a foggy CSX train yard in central Dothan. There it was like pea soup early in the day with some showers rolling through the area. But now the radar in the sky has cleared out, looking pretty good as we are now heading into the evening hours. Here are the live scans on Action Radar. Mainly clear for us just in the eastern part of the viewing area. We do have some showers rolling into the area, and some of that will be dissipating. It looks like Donaldsonville is starting to see the heaviest stuff just on the edge of your screen right now. But because of that sunshine peeking out, high temperatures were toasty for a lot of locations. 80 degrees for us in Dothan, 79 for Ozark. Check out Bainbridge, 88 degrees for the afternoon high temperature. Now things are starting to cool off a little bit, but thanks to a lot of moisture in place, those temperatures will be slow to cool off. For tonight, we do have a bit of cloud cover over downtown, 77 degrees for that current temperature. Part of the reason why those temperatures will be slow to cool off is that southerly breeze bringing in that moisture that will keep things kind of muggy going into the overnight hours. Most locations are in the 70s, still holding on to the 80s for Donaldsonville and Bainbridge. Very warm in southern Georgia, but we do have a frontal boundary draped across the region. 40s for Tupelo, Mississippi, and even northward a bit colder, and that is on the backside of the cold front that is helping a lot of moisture to flow into the southeast. That's going to be slow to move out of the region, but we're going to be staying on the right side of this system. That will keep us on the dry side mainly for Friday and for Saturday. Things will be changing, however, as we go into Sunday with increasing rain chances for next week. Hour by hour for tonight, mostly clear skies early on. That cloud cover will return as we do head into the overnight hours and for the first thing tomorrow morning. So it is going to be a cloudy day on and off. The showers and storms will stay to our north with those temperatures warming up into the upper 70s to lower 80s during the afternoon hours. So a pretty nice Friday to wrap up the work week. Similar conditions are expected as we head into Saturday, starting off with some cloud cover, maybe overcast at times first thing in the morning. There's a chance we could have a few stray sprinkles across the region, but really nothing that's going to be too heavy at times. But then we'll be looking at those temperatures warming into the 80s close to home for tonight. That cloud cover will thicken up as we do head into the overnight hours. As far as the 7-day forecast, looking pretty good for the first couple of days. Sunday will be the rainier day of the weekend. 40% chances of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms mixed in there. Monday and Tuesday mostly dry, mix of sun and clouds, and then storms approach us for Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures in the 60s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then the 70s will be back for Thursday. So the 80s, pretty short-lived for us in this forecast.
Yeah, and it was pretty humid today.
Yeah, that's not changing.
We haven't experienced that in a while, so here it is.
Like, what is that?
Yeah,
it's weird.
Real humid, friends. Peter Tork, the bassist for the 60s pop band The Monkees, passed away today. His cause of death not announced, but in 2009 he wrote an article about battling cancer for the Washington Post. Tork, known as the jokester of the Monkees during their hit TV series, condolences pouring in from all over the music industry. 77 years old. And an American icon.
Sure is.
As well. The Monkees, so iconic in so many homes. ABC's World News Tonight is coming up next. More on that Smollett case from Chicago. That's been a dominating headline today. We're back at 6.